Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hollywood Actor's Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. This is your host, Jennifer Lynn Warren. Today we are going to talk about the voice. We all have vocal behaviors. We all sound so different. I'm currently watching Blackbird on Apple TV. There is a character that is named Larry. If you're watching it, he is playing a serial killer. And he is playing him with a very high-pitched vocal. Like very high-pitched. I am going to kind of mock it right now in case you haven't heard it so you have an idea. But he'll talk really high like this. And it works because he's playing someone who's so insecure and afraid to have his voice truly heard because of the trauma of his upbringing, that it is such a great blanket around that character. Even if you don't understand a language a show is in, you can understand how someone is feeling solely by vocal inflection, can't you? Even if you're in another country and you see a couple on the side of a sidewalk having a conversation, you know if they're in a good mood or if they're in a fight or maybe something amorous is going on. Did you know that the voice is even produced by many of the same muscles that are central to our emotional life? We were not born with organs that are specific for speaking. Even our vocal cords were not developed for speaking. Our vocal cords were developed to do things like ah and gasping and things like that. They weren't actually designed to express our emotional life in words. And so everything that you have in your body that is helping you speak is actually coming from your emotional centers of those organs because, well, doesn't that make sense if you want to express something that's going on inside of you? So you too, you can make Larry's voice happen, but I would do it maybe not the way I just did it, though I actually did a lot more of what I'm about to say than you were able to see because we're on a podcast. But you can make his voice happen by yourself by feeling constricted and trapped and letting that happen internally. Have you ever noticed, especially women, when they feel like they're in trouble, or they're being yelled at, they start to say, but honey, I didn't mean to do that. And we raise our voices. I think it's because we're feeling constricted, right? And this is why vocal training and practice is important, because in real life, we only use about half the breath that's available to us, first of all. And an actor who can access all of it can create a wider range of emotional life for characterization. There we go. So a really fun exercise to play with emotion is to be as emotionless with the character's words as possible over and over again. Just speak it with as little emotion as like unaffected dialogue, as David Mamet would say. You keep saying these words over and over again until an emotion is so strong that only true, authentic moments will begin to emerge. I mean, this is why it said less is more. This is what that means. So if you're doing a line from Shakespeare, for instance, say that thou didst forsake me for some fault, and I will comment upon that offense. Say that thou didst forsake me for some fault, and I will comment upon that offense. You want to keep yourself from reading it and just going to the, say that thou didst forsake me for some fault, and I will comment upon that defense. That's bad acting. We're forcing the emotions instead of finding the emotions and letting the emotions emerge. There's also a cool exercise. It's called running on the inside. What you do is you run in place for about 50 seconds, and then you stop running, but you keep running on the inside. All of that emotion and energy that you build up by running in place or doing jumping jacks, I prefer jumping jacks, will be there. It'll be boiled up inside of you. And then say a monologue or run a scene with a partner and do it as monotone as possible. Record it doing it before you've done this exercise, and then record it doing this exercise. You'll see in your eyes, in your voice, there's like this depth to your character. Am I saying that you should run in place for 50 seconds before every line of a scene? God, no. No. What I'm saying is that there are exercises, which is why we go to class and why we go to coaches, that you can do to help you access it so you don't have to run for 50 seconds to know what it feels like to have all of this pent up anger maybe that a character has, or pent up hurt that this character has, right? We're always playing these characters that have so much emotion going on. That's why we get into this, right? So all of this to say, be careful, however, of like putting on a voice. I feel personally you should still always use your authentic voice. First of all, no one else has your voice, so you win there. And I know I'm going to hear, well, what about animation actors? Well, animation actors, the good ones, the ones that have been doing this for so long that get all the work, they have done this so much that they can go above and beyond and be believable. But first, I guarantee you, they mastered their own voice first, and before they were able to move on to these other characters, right? So when they were kids, and you hear this, a lot of animation people have started when they're very, 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 very young. They've been doing this for so long that they can access true emotions while doing Daffy Duck, et cetera, et cetera. But we're talking about acting. We're not talking about animation right now. So I would hope that you feel inspired right now to expand your range and colors, but be sure to protect your own unique vocal quality. Avoid artificial distortions and speak with the truth of the character from that character's mind and their heart first. So, I get it. It is really hard if you have a roommate, boyfriend, girlfriend, neighbors to keep your voice in shape. I do my vocal stuff in the car while I'm driving alone, or when I know my boyfriend's at work, or I just go to class and hope that we do some vocal days in class as well. But it is something that if I don't keep on top of it, my acting suffers if my voice starts to feel weak. And so I'm sure that many of you maybe feel the same way, or maybe haven't been able to find strength in their acting work yet. And it could be that it's the voice. The voice is the next area of exploration that you need to go to. We are still sponsored by weaudition.com. So if you want to practice this, go on there, grab a buddy and say, hey, I just want to practice this scene with different vocal inflections, so it might be weird. Are you cool with that? And of course, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So sign up today. Use promo code HAG25 for 25% off your lifetime membership to have 24/7 access to readers for your auditions or your vocal practice. That's HAG25, weaudition.com. That's it. That's all I have for you this week. Break a leg out there, and remember, you are not alone.